Two wheels are better than four. From the mountains to the shore, find us rolling up to the pub. We're 17 Scooters Club.
Fix yet.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to 17 Scooters Club.
Welcome.
This is Olivia, and that is Katie. And we're missing Natalie because she's at work. Katie and I work weird hours. Well, yeah.
I'm on my lunch break right now, so
Oh my goodness. Is that a spider in the background?
it is. I'll show you. So I have my wood stove, my TV, my wood, my Monstera, and then I put Halloween lights to look cooler at night, and then I have a giant. It's just like a fake spider.
I saw it at night. It looks very vibey. I'm happy that
Thanks.
we're visiting and you have all of that done.
I know. I was like, John, you have to finish because we have people coming over, and it was not usable in here. You couldn't even walk through, and I was like, we can't be
Didn't
paying.
at one point you had a single seat, like a seat on the couch where you guys took turns eating?
This is not staying here, but yes, we would take turns sitting in here eating.
That's like the reigning chair. It's like whoever's king or queen gets to sit in there for the night.
John was sitting in it last night. I was like sitting on the couch vibing to this, and he loves this chair, but we don't know where to put it, so it's just in the middle right now, and that's where he was sitting. I was like, we're not keeping that there.
Yeah, we're like, we can't put that there, but that's a big amount of space right there.
I know it's supposed to be a dining room, but we come in. This is the main door we come in and out of, so I don't want to walk into a door. So I don't know what to do. Definitely not a chair.
It could be a good like workout area. I don't even know.
I do a lot of things over here.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Well, mine's lighthearted. Should I go first?
I think you should go first because mine's going to turn into a conversation.
Okay. So mine's like a little sprinkle of some small things. As we all probably know, I've been a Swiftie since I was like 12. I don't know what the math is, but I think her first album came out in 2008. 8, 9, 10, 11. So I was 11. Wow, that was a pretty good just ballpark guess.
I was in high school, but
and it wasn't
sense.
Cool. It wasn't cool to be a Swiftie. I don't think it's cool now to be a Swiftie.
We're not sure about that one.
We're not sure. I will say, I don't think this is the proper use of this term. I think it might be a little bit sexual. Grower. I think that Taylor Swift albums are always like they grow on me because they're always so different than the previous, and I'm always expecting them to be that. So I'm always like, my first listen, except for Folklore and Evermore, I'm part of that cult. My first listen is always like, ugh, really?
Me too.
And then I start hearing it everywhere, and I'm like, oh, this is kind of a bop. I'm like, ooh, I kind of like this. And then I get used to it, but it's just kind of like, it's very abstract, I think, is the problem for me. Like, starting a song like Elizabeth Taylor, like, I don't know how I could back that. I don't know how I could get into that. Anyways, the new era of Taylor Swift has arrived. And first I started off, and it's a big thing of decoding her songs, and that's like that's big reason that a lot of people listen to. Like, it's like, obviously Thank You Amy is about Kim. Last album.
That's why I like her song. Like, I agree that when the first listen is always kind of like, then you hear it everywhere and you're like, okay. But for me, like, I don't think she's like an amazing singer. Like, we've gone to go see Taylor Swift before. I like her. I think she's great. Yeah. I think there's other singers who are way better. However, what gets me, why I would consider myself a Swiftie, is for the lore and like kind of decoding and deconstructing, because that's what I think is fun.
I will say, I think that like her last album, I think she got a little too like, she leaned into it a little too much. Like, she realized people liked it, and then so she leaned into it and got a little obvious with it. Like the Thank You Amy, I'm like, you could have been a little more coy, and like we would have figured it out anyways. You didn't even have to name it Thank You Amy. It could have been like, I don't know,
anything. People would have figured it out.
You could have named it Thank You Amy without capital letters, and we would have figured it out. But I do remember, this goes back when I got her first album, and she used to capitalize letters in the album sleeve. This is dating me. Like, when you write about the song, and then you would go through and she would only capitalize specific letters, and then you would take all of those letters and they would always be like and it would be a sentence by the end. And they were all kind of like very, I don't know, she was 20-year-old girl, like, oh, be happy or something like that. But it, like, that's when the coding started. Like, she's always been doing it. But that's back when nobody knew about it. So, long story short, I do feel like she's been, like, she reeled it in a little bit for this album, but last album she was a little bit too just obvious with it, making everybody know that's what she does. And I'm like, that's supposed to be for the Swifties. Like,
Swifties only.
Swifties only. Why do you have to make it so obvious? That being said, decoding this album was fun and also not, because it's all about freaking Travis. Like, not all of it, but there's like one about somebody she went to high school with that she passed away. There is, let me pull the track list up real quick.
I'm curious because I've seen some crazy theories about this album, and not specifically about the contents of it, but how it falls in line with everything and like what the end goal is. Because remember, this is album 12 and 13 is her number. So whatever's next is going to be like crazy. And she changed her logo. She has a logo now, and it's a diamond. And
What?
like diamond.
Okay, you might, because you could fall under the TikTok of it all.
I do.
I actually am not on Swifty TikTok, but I think I need to like create that for myself.
It's
Um,
crazy.
let's see. Father Figure. That's about Scott Borchetta.
Who is that again?
Scott Borchetta was the owner and creator of Big Machine record label.
Got it. So not the creator of bruschetta Italian spread. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, well, it's very mafia coded. Like this whole
I agree.
like pulled up in the Jag, made you riches. Anyways, when I was listening to this in the car, actually the only part of this album that I loved upon first listen was when she says, and this is very me coded, um I can make deals with the devil because my dick's bigger. And I'm like, yeah. This is my type of song. Anyways, moving on to the big one. Um, the Charlie XCX lore.
Hmm.
Now Charlie, those of you who are not caught up with it, actually romantic. Everyone thought this song was going to be like this deep love song. Um, but it turns out this is kind of entangled. So I don't know where all my notes are. Charlie XCX basically wrote a song about Taylor Swift on her. Actually, let me
Why did
rewind.
they have beef to begin with?
Okay, that's what I'm going to go to. I have this written down. Let me pull it up.
Okay. Because my first thought, I'll tell you, my first listen, I was listening to this one specifically in the shower because I was listening like all the way through. And at first I was like, oh, a love song. And then I kept on listening to this one, like as I got like a minute in, I was like, this is not a love song. And then I was like, wait a second, is this about like a stalker of hers? And then I kept listening and I was like, it doesn't really sound stalker coded, but it does sound like a diss. And then obviously I saw everywhere, everyone was like, oh, it's Charlie.
Mm-hmm.
But then I didn't understand the context of it.
Did you listen to any of the leaks?
No.
Me neither. We're true Swifties. Okay.
I wanted to
Anyway,
wait.
this is one where the lyrics leaked, and that's when people figured out it was about Charlie. So Charlie knew since August that this was coming out about her. Basically, we're going back to prime. I was a junior in high school, December.
Oh, a long time ago.
Mm-hmm. Actually, I was a senior in high school, December 2014. It goes, oh yes, the days of boom clack. Taylor Swift and Charlie seem to meet or have just started knowing each other, posted a photo at the iHeartRadio's Jingle Ball concert in New York. And it's them together. I'll take a picture of this and post it. February 2015, Charlie covers Shake It Off in BBC's Radio 1 Live Lounge, which is a big deal. I think that gets recorded and played everywhere. Charlie came out as a special guest on Taylor's 1989 World Tour stop in Toronto, Canada to perform her Boom Clap. I don't know that song.
Okay.
True Swifty here. Just kidding. March 2018, Taylor announced the opening acts for her first stadium tour to support her album Reputation, Charlie and Camila Cabello.
Okay.
August 2019 was the first hint of trouble. So basically, during an interview with Pitchfork, Charlie made a comment about Taylor's crowds on tour that didn't sit right with people. Um,
Oh, it was that they're all toddlers or something, right?
yeah. Oh my gosh, this angle. You guys, I told Katie, I'm hiding from the sun. It's coming in through my window, and I'm just gonna lay down and hide from it because it's like really annoying. Like it's in my eyes right now. I don't like that. Right here, perfect. So that's why I'm laying down. I'm not like ill or anything. Basically, in quotation, she says, I'm really grateful that she asked me out on that tour. But as an artist, it kind of felt like I was getting up on stage and waving to 5-year-olds. Um, she also revealed that her gig on the Reputation Stadium tour made her realize she never wanted to be an opening act again. She says, I've done so much of it and I really cemented my status as this underdog character, which I like now, but I need to just do my own fucking shit finally. On
Okay.
later that day, Charlie clarified her quotes on Twitter. People on the internet have taken something I have said out of context. Allegedly, that was all out of context, and she reels it back in with a very 2019 style type it on your notes app, screenshot it, and post it to your story. It was, hey, a few people on the internet have taken something I said out of context, and I want to clarify that there is absolutely no shade and only love here. As I say in the article and have said many times before, I'm extremely grateful to Taylor for inviting me to open for her. She's one of the biggest artists of my generation, and the Reputation Tour was one of the biggest tours in history. In the printed version of this much wider conversation, my answers about the tour were boiled down into one of kind of weird sentence. Leading up to that tour, I'd been playing a ton she writes a ton of 18 plus club shows, so to be on stage in front of all ages was new to me and made me approach my performances with a whole new kind of energy. More so if I talked about was a brilliant opening and then it cuts off. Um
Sounds very
basically
PR coded. Like
that
her PR person was like, get back out there.
the reeling it in feels very PR. However, her explanation, like on the most minuscule scale, I feel, because like play I mostly play at bars and wineries, and then I'll go and play at a restaurant with children, and I'll be singing songs, and I'm like half my set list is not okay for this, or at least in my opinion. And then I'm like, okay, I get how weird it must be. So for a bigger artist, it must be different because you know what you're signing up for. If you're going to a Charlie XCX concert, or if you know that she's going to be there, you could basically just listening to her album and know what song she's going to play. Um,
Yeah.
so I
I also
guess
think,
she has no reason to be like weirded out about playing them.
right? Because like if I was a mom and I was bringing my kid to a Taylor Swift concert and then I saw, oh, she has two openers, my first thought would be like, who's the two openers? And then look and then be like, oh, Charlie XCX, let me look up her music. Okay, she's a little scandalous, but that's who she is. Like I wouldn't expect her to change her music to be more PG for like
Exactly.
that just it is what it is. And
I
Taylor
agree.
also invited her knowing that she was maybe a little bit spicier.
Also, that's opening up on the Reputation tour. Like that was when like I know it's very like dark coded. So like I feel like that's fine. Um I was going to say something else, but I forgot. September 2019, a month later, Charlie appeared on a UK talk show, Sunday Brunch, where she gushed about touring with Taylor. She's an incredible businesswoman. She's really kind. She makes us feel so welcome, and it feels like a girl gang on tour together. It's really good, she dished. Yeah, I feel like she just she spoke her truth once and then now is like reeling it back in everywhere she can. Now, January 2023, Taylor made a surprise appearance at the 1975 show at London's O2 Arena to perform cover of the band's track The City. This was also the first time she performed Anti-Hero ahead of the Eras tour. So this is when she was starting to like sort of see Maddie Healy. A week later, Charlie surprised the crowd at another 1975 show at Manchester's um, to perform Vroom Vroom. May 2023, so a couple months later, is when Taylor and Maddie Healy, the 1975's frontman, start dating. And then
Isn't Charlie dating someone from the 1975 also?
Charlie's fiance is the 1975's drummer. So, and
That
then
makes sense.
it only lasts a few months with Taylor and Maddie, but they were kind of like the on and off for 10 years kind of relationship. So they've always been in contact with each other. According to all of Tortured Poets department, everyone thought it was going to be about Joe Alwyn, but like most of it's about Maddie Healy. Like
Mhm.
you said, I forget, there's a lot of like lyrics being like, oh, you said you'd come back for me, blah blah blah, you never did. um so this article I have up right now is very kosher because it's a timeline on Cosmopolitan, but I was deep diving on Reddit to find all of that, and Reddit has that.
Reddit has all the good stuff.
So it's funny because like as I'm reading this, I'm like remembering all my Reddit to be like, and that goes here. The sunshine's
Hmm.
catching up to me. I need to run away again.
You need
Ooh,
to
I
find a
can
new
sit up now.
secret spot.
Yes. Okay. The darkness has returned. The following year, Charlie's iconic 360 music video was released, featuring model Maddie Healy's soon to be fiance, Gabrielle Betchel. So here, Charlie introduced Maddie Healy's fiance, Gabrielle, and Maddie. There goes my phone. And they posted, let's see if this one has it. When Yep, there it is. So the
Were
music
they on
video,
tour together? Or no, they had already toured. She already knew Taylor. She already had said those things. She knew probably Taylor and Maddie were on and off, and then introduced
yeah, so this is
Maddie to
way
somebody
after.
else.
So the
Got it.
19, let's see, Reputation tour was 2019, 2018, and then um it stops. 2023 is when they start making those surprise appearances, and then May 2023 is when they're dating. So 1975 is on tour, but Charlie and Taylor have long been off of tour. And then May 2024, Charlie's instantly iconic 360 music video is released. That's the one with Gabrielle as the forefront lady. And then Gabrielle posts on her Instagram. She says it's the Bad Blood music video, but for girls that do coke. And so like that's an unnecessary shade. Um, and then Charlie released her album Brat, and then fans figured out. Do we need to pause? What's going on, Kate?
Nope, I'm listening. There was
Okay.
knocking. There was knocking, Liv. There was
No.
literally knocking. Tony was growling, and I just looking at all of my entrances. There's nobody
I hate
here.
that.
So
Anyways, Sympathy is a Knife was off of Brat album, with lyrics that said, um, I couldn't even be her if I tried, and this one girl taps my insecurities. I don't know if it's real or if I'm spiraling. Um, Theories point to a certain verse that paints a scene at a 1975 show as Taylor dated Maddie. At the same time, Charlie was dating the bandmate George Daniel, who she later married. So, not fiance, husband. Um, I don't want to see her backstage at my boyfriend's show. Fingers crossed behind my back. I hope they break up quick. That's what she said. And okay, the biggest thing about this is that people are saying that Taylor um like jumped the gun and was like she's basically saying that like she'll never be you and she wants to be you, so she's just so jealous. And she's actually she might yeah, she went into it. And then I'll go into my own thoughts after.
mhm.
Charlie graced the cover of New York Magazine, where she talks all things Brat, including Sympathy's a Knife. She says, people are going to think what they want to think, Charlie told the publication. That song's about me and my feelings and my anxiety and the way my brain creates narratives and stories in my head when I feel insecure and how I don't want to be in those situations physically when I feel self-doubt. Taylor was also taped by the magazine. Um, and ended up showering with compliments. Says, I've been blown away by Charlie's melodic sensibility since I first heard Stay Away in 2011, Taylor said. Her writing is surreal and inventive, always. She just takes a song to places you wouldn't expect it to go, and she's been doing it consistently for over a decade. I love to see hard work like that pay off. Um, Life of a Showgirl drops. Actually Romantic comes out. And did we go over those lyrics yet or not yet? Just kind of talked.
We didn't go over
I
the
don't think we
lyrics.
did. Um, I heard you call me boring Barbie when the Coke's got you brave. Boring Barbie, no one's really able to distinctly figure out who said that, but Charlie does a lot of Coke. High fived my ex, and then you said you glad he ghosted me. That lines up with the previous line we just heard from Charlie. Wrote a whole song saying it makes you sick to see my face. Exactly. Some
Mhm.
people might be offended, but it's actually sweet all the time you spent on me.
And then there's something
And
about
yeah.
like, does your boyfriend get annoyed of how much you talk about me, or why are we
Yeah.
always talking about her? Which was
Yeah.
interesting. She said boyfriend and not husband if they're married now, but maybe this was written back because Taylor writes songs and keeps
Mhm.
them. So I'm guessing she wrote it back then and then just was like, I'm going to save it how it is.
Yeah. I mean, since TS12, there's 12 songs and it's her 12th album. So it people were thinking, "Oh, it might just be like a song for each era," but I haven't heard that anywhere since it's dropped. My thing, people are saying that Taylor just wants to create a feud, kind of like came at her too hard. However, I think what would be the twist of the knife for me um is the line fingers crossed behind my back, I hope they break up quick. If you're like just starting to see a drummer, like you're just starting a relationship with a new guy, and he's friends with a guy that I've been seeing for 10 years, and you're just like, oh, I hope they break up, like, and this person's supposed to be your friend. I think that's reason to pull the trigger. Like that's reason for this entire song, that one line. And I think everything else without that little piece of context, it would be a little bit over the top. But her like wishing ill on a relationship that obviously she wrote an entire multiple albums about, like over her whole career. I think that is why she's so like, okay, fuck you, Charlie.
Well, we also don't know. There's probably other drama between Charlie and Taylor that we don't know about because they were
Mhm.
on tour and they were dating slash marrying people in the same band. So, like, definitely crossing paths. So, like, this is like the public stuff she was sharing. So, I don't think she wrote it just because like these three things happened. Like, I'm sure that there's more that she's like, I don't really care that I'm writing this.
Oh yeah, this is definitely the tip of the iceberg. And I get and it might be just her way of like dealing with it, cuz it's always like when like if mom would tell us like somebody's copying you. I'm like, "Katie's copying me." And she'd be like, "Well, it's because Katie loves you." Like,
Like, it's a form
and
of
then
flattery, she always used to
yeah, it's
say.
a form of flattery. And so for her to twist it, that must just have to be like from a songwriter standpoint. I think that like she's just walking around being like, okay, I have to twist this, and then she like actually romantic just like pops into her head, and then she's like, that's an amazing song. And actually romantic is a play on words of one of Charlie's songs as well. um she has a song about romantic. um
Oh. Taylor thinks a lot about
Everything is
like,
romantic.
oh,
Hmm.
interesting. So
Finally, this I'm going to be that one day. And I just remember all those times I've tried to construct like at talent shows. I wanted to do this is like a very side tangent, but I'm
mhm.
like, I really appreciate it because I've always tried to do shit like this and everyone's been like, no. And now people finally think it's cool. But I wanted to do like Gives You Hell um for a talent show. And do you know how like they do the clapping in the middle
Mhm.
of it? I thought it'd be cool to have like 6 to like 10 people just randomly in the audience like start clapping, and then like walk up the stage, and then at the end it's like a like a group thing. And then
Like a
every
flash
person I
mob?
asked, no, it was very flash mob era. It was during that time. It was like 2013. So yeah, probably very
Okay.
flash mob era. Um, it was like, that's, I'm not doing that. Probably because they weren't center of the stage. They're like, you just want me to be like, you want me to like clap and then
That's
walk
weird.
up. But I thought it would have been really cool, I think. But they just didn't get my vision. Sucks to suck. You know who you are.
It's not me. I would have clapped.
Katie wasn't in high school. Katie was definitely not Katie. Um, Natalie, on the other hand, I might have asked her, but not seriously because I didn't want her singing on the same stage as me. I was like, "Can you just clap? It's my last resort." She's like, "Nah." And I'm like, "I don't blame you."
No.
Now
I
I'm
have Taylor
almost
some questions after.
okay. I have maybe while you're on this, yes, because I started looking up some Taylor Swift like conspiracies after this because I wasn't
Mhm.
sure how long the album Debrief Conspiracies would take up. Um, but I'll go to your questions first because these are kind of like a whole nother topic.
Yeah, we could always do like a follow up to actually dive in because there's a lot of conspiracies. But my
Mm-hmm.
question goes back to okay, so there's 12 songs and this is the 12th album. She's
Yes.
released like I forget which one it was, but like she's released like 20 something songs before. So this is like quite short. In
Mm-hmm.
her like 12 songs, okay, 12th album. We talked about 13 has always been her number. So like people are thinking something's coming because 13, the 13th album. Are we going to wait for it? Not sure. In her record thing, I guess when you buy a record, you would know this. When you buy a record, sometimes there's writing in there, just similar to the CDs like you were talking about.
Mm-hmm.
In her record thing, in the little writing, there's little dots over some letters and it spells out two, TWO. So people are thinking that there's another half coming, or like what there was one that I heard that's I don't think this would be crazy, but they were like basically the light and the dark side. So like we just heard there's 12 songs, there's 12 tracks, and she said these are the 12 tracks. So
Mm-hmm.
they were thinking like her album right now is very lighthearted and whatever, but then there's going to be 12 more songs with the same name or like with a little variation. That's going to be like the
Ooh.
darker side. Like
Okay.
two. What could two mean?
Immediately, you saying that reminds me of Kelsey Ballerini during during COVID, she released her album Ballerini, and
Mhm.
she did like it was capitalized. It was like the top half of her body laying in the grass, and then it was all like upbeat, and then the second like randomly, I think this was like a on board COVID type of deal, but then she oh no, she named the song Kelsey. The album was Kelsey. And then
Mhm.
she dropped another album a few months later called Ballerini, and it was like the second half of that photo of like her feet laying in the sand, and
Mhm.
all the letters were lowercase. And she redid all of those songs except like sad and gloomy. And so
Really?
that has to be something Taylor knows about because it's a music
Oh
industry.
yeah.
They've been seen together before, um, not like hanging out and stuff, but like at awards they've taken pictures together, so they know who each other
She's
are.
aware of it.
Yeah.
Um,
Um, so that's what that immediately reminded me of.
and then the other thing that this is, I can't even. I'll send you the video because I can't even
I
put
gotta
into
go
words this
buy some
this
things now.
this like theory. But we had to go through all the different eras, right? And basically, the eras people are saying are all leading to one final era, or like kind of like a pyramid. Like we're going through all the different eras and they're moving up. Taylor just
Mhm.
released her new logo. If you Google it right now, it is, and she's posted about it. It's like a diamond, kind of. And yes, it kind of matches her diamond. And then she's posted pictures on Instagram saying, "This is me," with an arrow. And then all of her pictures, like recent pictures, are not showgirl, besides like the showgirl red, like her recent ones, are all like blue and sparkly and diamond like. And then she just released this diamond
Okay.
thing, put the arrow, "This is me." People are thinking you have to go through the different eras of like, I think it was like Time, which was Midnight's, could like some type of fire, which is this one, because she's always using that stupid heart emoji. And
Mhm.
then whatever. There's like a third one. I forget what it is.
This
And
the logo looks very sorry, Tortured Poets Department.
yes.
Like
Yeah.
very makes me excited.
So you had to go through these three things: time, oh, pressure, what I forget which album that was, and time, which was Midnight's, pressure, which was one of them, and then now this one is heat, fire, because she's always using the heart. Those three things equal a diamond. She's got her diamond. Now she's doing like blue. So people are thinking that she had to go through all these eras, and then her stage for Tortured Poets was a key. And then at the very end, she had an orange door. So you had to go through all these different eras, all these different doors to then get to her higher self, which is the diamond, that which is 13, which is her number, which is her diamond, which is all of the blue. I don't know. That's just like what I heard. And there's so much more. Like if you look into it, there's so much more, but I don't know.
Hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, I think that that's a good point. I do want to know about what the dots mean because we were just talking about like the letters. Like she used to do something
Mhm.
with the letters. The fact it spells two, it's very unusual to have a 12 track album. Like 12 track
It's
album to
short.
me these days is like you're a struggling artist and just literally couldn't pay to create more. Um and there are some songs on there that people are like, "Oh, like if this was a 20 track album, 25 track album, I would have been fine with the song being on there, but like um it doesn't quite push its way through for a 12 track album. So it makes sense. And everyone's always like she already had this like equation for
Mhm.
releasing music where she'd release it at midnight and then at 3 a.m. she would release another one. She did that for like her extended version. So she did that for Midnights. She did that for um Tortured Poets Department, and then I think she's been doing that for a long time. So I think it's just something that people expect now. And so the fact that she released such a short album and then didn't release it at 3 a.m., she's just like, haha, I got you. Like people are just too used to it now, and it is her vibe to throw you off. So the fact that
Mhm.
she wrote two in there and it's such a short album, I do think second half might be coming and it would be cool. It would be cool for me if it was all like melodic and sad and
Yeah.
fun. Like and it's
I
kind
think
of cool.
I think she's like to what you just said. She's well aware that people like the sad, tortured Taylor
Yeah.
Swift, and that I also agree with you. Like Lover didn't really do anything. This one, like okay, there's some catchy songs, but I think she's so smart. Like she knows that the sad, whatever. So it would be in her best interest to release. Like if she's saying that there's two, and this one is all happy, love Travis. Like there has to be a second half that's sad.
Yes and no. Like Taylor cuz everyone online is just so accepting of like okay she's happy she can have a happy album. It's like good for her she's happy she can have this happy album even though I was expecting something different, and that's kind of where I'm at. I'm like okay you can have it, like I was
Mhm.
expecting something different but go for it. um but also that being said, people are going to buy it regardless just because it's Taylor Swift. Like so it doesn't matter what she puts out, people are going to buy it, and which is a crazy point to get to in your career and good for her. And there's some people that don't like sad songs. Like
True.
I don't know. I've heard people be like, "Oh, I don't like to listen to that," and I'm like, "Oh, I do sometimes. It's like better to dance to." Like,
I do think she
um,
cares what she puts out. But yes, to your point, she could put out anything and people are going to go see her and buy it.
maybe this was either like a little stepping stone into
The
TS13,
13.
or like I don't know, maybe two. She's gonna put out. Maybe all these songs were just her extra songs. What if all of these were supposed to be on Reputation and
The Vault songs.
the Vault songs?
People were
So
saying that too. Like these
so
are just,
maybe
and the
yeah,
actual one didn't come out yet. Like the actual Life of a Showgirl.
yeah.
Like,
These were all the
I
Vault
don't know.
songs because they do So when we were listening to them also, they do kind of all have like 90s riffs in the beginning. If you listen to it again, they all sound like they could be Weezer, they could be like
Hmm.
all of that genre type of beginning riff. And that's very like periodic. And that could also be like the night like a nod to the 1975, like stealing their sound, pointing towards like an era, like an a older time. Um yeah, I had one more thing to say and I lost it. Oh, but all the songs like about Charlie and everything, like that's obviously a newer song. Um, but the Scott Borchetta,
Hmm.
that could have been an older song. Like she did recently buy back, and it's like, okay, I'll protect the family now. Um, and so I think that context is written recently. That's what's so difficult. It's like those two for sure were written recently.
Hmm.
I have so many tabs up right now.
The
I
Taylor
think
Swift lore is never ending, I feel like.
honestly, yeah, I'm
We
not gonna go into the other stuff, because
we could talk
yeah,
about it for episodes and episodes and
I could talk
episodes
about. Okay,
because yeah, there's just so much.
one more thing. Do
Hmm.
you canceled? I thought 1000% this has got to be about Blake Lively when I listened to it for the first time.
I
And
thought so too.
then and then I start listening and everyone's like, "Nah, there's no way she'd write a song about her and not stand up for her in public." But my theory is Taylor Swift knows that her as a person is a business and her as a person can't put herself in a position to get canceled again. So she
Mhm.
like maybe she tells Blake like, "Listen, I can't use my power to protect you, but I'll be with you behind closed doors, like where it actually matters. Like we could
Yeah.
like we'll have dinner parties. I'll go hang out with your kids. Like I'll bake you cookies and cupcakes still. Like I'm not going to like I don't know, I'm not going to care what like what's going on." But then people everyone else is like, "No, there's no way that could be about her." And then they said something about like going to tea or something.
And then matching
Cancel.
scars keeps coming up, and I was trying to think who has a matching scar to her.
I think that's metaphorically.
You think so?
I think matching scars is just like, "Oh, they've tried to cancel me before and they now they're canceling you." And so that's like a emotional scar.
I
I
kind of
don't
think it is Blake Lively because then they're saying Gucci and this and that. It's like,
Yeah, I mean, even the way it starts, you thought it would be okay at first. The situation could be saved, of course, but they already picked you out of the grave and hearse. Beware of them, masked crusaders. So,
mhm,
masked crusaders is definitely people online, like masked. You're masked through your laptop, through your phone. Um,
mhm.
you thought it would be okay at first because you like you sued him, countersued him. You know, like what really happened? I
I don't
think
know.
that yeah, I think that she thought it was under control at first, but it wasn't. Um,
Hmm.
and it goes, "Did you girl boss too close to the sun? Did they catch you having far too much fun? Come with me, when they see, they'll run. Something wicked this way comes." It's like, cool, welcome to the dark side. Like, let's just be a villain together. Like, that's fine. And then the chorus is, "Good thing I like my friends canceled. Like I like him cloaked in Gucci and scandal." That's what solidified me
For Blake,
for Blake
me too.
because when the movie came out, what was that called again? Do you remember? Okay,
Mm-mm.
Blake.
I just picture her in her red, I believe it was a Gucci jumpsuit with all these
Donate.
different, like all these this crazy jewelry and whatnot. And
Oh yeah, that it
what
goes.
if,
It ends with us was the movie. Um, that you're thinking about the Super Bowl, I believe. Um,
yeah.
what I'm specifically thinking about is there was a like in the tapes. I not the tapes in the lawsuits. I've like deep dove into them,
Hmm.
and there was this whole part where Blake like in the fashion department. Like fashion department had her whole wardrobe picked out and Blake was like, "No, I think she would wear this." And it, like almost doubled the wardrobe price and it was Gucci and it was designer things. So she demanded that her character would be in these like one was like a homeless looking outfit, and then but it was with like Gucci and designer things, and she had, I think she had Louis Vuittons on as well at some point. And I think that like even bringing that up is, and oh, and she got to keep everything. So she kept all the clothes afterwards. So I think that particular line is a nod to Blake for sure. I don't
Yeah,
know who
I
else
think
it would
it's
be about.
about her.
Yeah. Um like my whiskey sour, poison my thorny flowers, welcome to the underworld where it gets quite dark, at least you know exactly who your friends are. Um I think this is basically saying, listen, I'm a brand. Nothing that I put out matters. Like, because that is my brand. This is like my work. But what really matters is what's behind closed doors. And what's behind closed doors is you. So that's um that is
What's your thoughts on
my
everything?
thoughts. Sorry, I'm still like skimming through the lyrics. Like they stood by me before my exoneration. They believed I was innocent, so I'm not here for judgment. Yeah, like her saying like I'm not judging you. Like I get it.
Hmm.
And I think that's my last thoughts on Taylor Swift. This is almost a whole Taylor Swift episode.
I know.
Now I'm
um,
excited.
I think that there's more. I think that the two TWO in the record means something. I think it's not a coincidence that she got engaged and put out the diamond thing, and 13 is her number. And I think there's more to 12, whether we just export over to 13 or there's going to be more. It's
Hmm.
only 41 minutes from start to finish, the entire thing. So there
Yeah.
has to be more. So I guess when more comes out, listen back to this episode. We called it here first that something's going to happen.
Hmm.
But
I know. I want to go to like deep dive and see what
I'm gonna.
other
I
people
was gonna say
think.
I'm gonna send you a few videos that I've seen, like to the point where I've watched them like 3 times, and I'm like, I don't. I've only recently gotten into Taylor Swift lore. Like I haven't been following since, like as long as you. So maybe
Mhm.
you would understand maybe some of these other references that I was not understanding. But it's
Oh,
crazy. This
probably.
girl has a PowerPoint, and she was like, "Hear me out." Oh
There's
my
this
god.
girl called Lauren Lipman, um, and she's been honestly, it was kind of concerning at one point, like 2018 era. I would be watching them, and it would be like, this was when she was kind of in hiding though, and like we weren't getting any Taylor.
Hmm.
Um, and she would post be like, Taylor Swift I think was in this box being rolled out into this restaurant. I mean, it was proven to be true, but like she
Yeah.
freaking knew it, and I've been watching that for like a decade at this point. So yeah, I would love to see those videos. I'm all about that.
All
I
right.
never show up at her house, okay? I'm just like intrigued.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
just
too much
Swifties.
effort. I'd have to get dressed, I'd have to brush my hair, I'd have to drive. Except she was wearing a shirt of like Monterey Bay Aquarium, which is like a couple hours north of here, and she goes to
Hmm.
Big Sur a lot. So I'm like, she's definitely like been to
She's
this
from
town
around.
before. She's for sure. And Casey Musgraves loves Madonna Inn, which is in Slow. Like is obsessed with it, and a lot of people go there because of the vibe. And so I'm like,
Hmm.
girl's been here before.
She been.
Mhm.
All
She's also
right.
been near you before,
She has. Oh,
all
that's
too
one.
well.
Yeah. So this is the last thing we'll say about Taylor Swift, and then I do have to
And I'm
scrap.
shutting up.
I'll say it while I'm walking. I have to grab my other computer. So Taylor Swift's "All Too Well" allegedly is about Jake Gyllenhaal. I think Swifties check me on that. Don't know why Jake Gyllenhaal would be like here in the Hudson Valley, but I do think maybe I don't know whatever it was happening during that time. But all too well, when they're talking about the little streets, running the red light, fall, autumn, was written about a local farm. Well, not what kind of local, in a few towns over called Fishkill Farms, where I have recently been going. And yeah, so allegedly that one's about. And then I actually Googled it, and it was like, yeah, in like October, they were filming some movie here in the Hudson Valley or like across the river, and she wanted to like get the fall experience in like 2015, and made the mistake of going to a pumpkin patch apple orchard on a Saturday in the fall in October in Hudson Valley when it's obviously swarmed, and everyone saw her, and there's pictures and pictures that she posted. And so the assumption is that that's what that one's referencing.
What's funny is that our neighbor growing up sent me. She has like normal amount of obsession as well. Sent me all of those when that happened. So that's funny.
All right, switching gears.
Let's do it.
Okay, so we were gonna go spooky. However, this is spooky in a different way, and I thought that you would appreciate this more than Natalie because we've been in tune in our dreams. So
Yes.
this is wild. All right, so have you heard? So this is started off as a TikTok thing. So there's this girl on TikTok, and her name is Tilton, Tilton, and I've been following her for, well, now for like a few weeks, but this series that she's doing started a while ago, so I've gone back and I watched. So she says that she has dreams about this place called Mall World. That's what she calls it, Mall World. Mall World has all these different things in it. There is like, she goes to work in Mall World. She works at a restaurant that's like in a mall. And she likes it. She's like, it's fine, whatever. There's hotels. There's the beach. You look out the window, like the beach is there. Like it's crazy. It's like a dream where, things just don't really make sense. And so she has a recurring dream that she's going to work, and sometimes she's in different situations. Sometimes she's going to a hotel. Sometimes she's at the mall, and then she's like in these icky, weird bathrooms. And then she's at a hospital, and then she's in, what else? There's a school, there's a parking garage, there's an amusement park. And so she has started, and I've watched it from the beginning. She started drawing a map because she's like, this is so freaking weird. Like, why am I going to work in my
We were
dreams?
just talking about that. Drawing a map.
Yes. So she drew this map and starts talking about it. And every night, not every night, but like as she's having the dreams, she's adding to the map. And then she starts talking about it. And then people start chiming in. And they're like, holy crap, I go to Mall World too, but I don't call it Mall World. I call it something else. They're like, I don't go to work at the mall, but I get caught in the bathrooms. Or like, I know exactly what you're talking about. So then people started drawing pictures, like to kind of like, and the pictures are a little wonky because they're dream pictures, but people start drawing pictures to try to like convey it. And then people are realizing like, oh my God, okay, like I haven't been to work at Mall World, but I have been to the hotel. I have been here. And then people are talking about it like, okay, well, if we're all going to the hotel, you need to like practice lucid dreaming. To get out of the hotel, you got to leave and go left, and that'll bring you to the beach and the cliffs. And then people are all drawing, they're all like their experiences, and then the comments are crazy. People are like, oh my God, I get stuck here. Where should I go? So there's a ton of different theories about it. And then I have two things to say basically about it. But
I started a novel. I wrote down a concept of a novel, but I've realized I'm more of a songwriter. I just don't have the time right now to write a novel. And this was similar to it.
Really?
It was like freaky. I won't give it all away, but it was basically like somebody teaching you how to go there to like this specific town, and then like a whole thing happening in this town while you're asleep.
Well, that's the thought
concept
of it.
was, I don't know, nobody listens. This is trademarked. You can't steal it. This is a like you close your eyes, and then he teaches you how to open your eyes, and you have another eyelids. And so when you open like the inner of your, I don't know, it made more sense in my head. But continue, this is crazy.
Okay, so yeah, basically everyone's going on and on about this is what my mall world looks like, but I don't call it mall world. I call it this, I call it that, blah, 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 blah. Something that it always comes up is these crazy bathrooms. And I'll get into the bathrooms in a second. So put a little pin in
Left me a bathroom. I got you.
Yes. So sorry, people are trying to meet with me. Okay. So there's different theories, and then we're going to circle back to the crazy part. So theory one, people are astro projecting to this spot, but they're basically like baby astro projecting. Like people are like starting to explore astral projection. Maybe they're not even conscious that they're doing it. It's just like they're astral projecting, and this is like people are saying this is a safe spot because we talked about astral projecting before. You can go too far and you can get real lost. So this is like the safe spot. Like, okay, you're a baby, you're like you're new at this, so we're gonna keep your projected body right here, and you're contained. Like, you can go to the mall, you can walk around, you could go to the amusement, you could go all these places, but you're not
You
going
go to
anywhere.
work.
You can go to work. Like, this is where you are. So that's theory one. Theory two is that it is, well, obviously part of like lucid dreaming. Some people are lucid in it and some people aren't. I've seen videos where people are like saying like, oh, I consciously go there, and when I get stuck somewhere, I know I have to turn left, and then if you go like to the field, you can go to the concert venue, and once you get to the concert venue, then there's like this spot over here I know not to go to. So they're like consciously walking around their dreams. And then so not theory three, but like something that I was wondering, and then we're going to get into the crazy part. If all these people are going to Mall World, and sometimes call Mall World, sometimes not, whatever. And I'll send you pictures because I took screenshots. When you're there and you're seeing all these quote unquote random people in your dreams, are they just random people, or are they other people who are astro projecting there and they're all sleeping at the same time? So yeah, basically those are the theories. So let me ask you, have you ever been to Mall World?
I don't believe so.
Or
I
any part of Mall World?
I don't I don't know because I might have to see. I dream a lot, so I might have to see like the pictures and be like, maybe I've been there. That's a fun theory though because um I remember hearing when I was little, like you can only your brain can't make up a face. You can only dream of faces that you know and that you've seen. And I'll be maybe I do lucid dream, but I'll be in a dream and be like, huh, I don't know that face. Why?
But
And
I
like
know the
that's
person.
it. No. Like I don't it'll be like a complete stranger in my
So
dreams.
maybe
There's been
that's what I'm
multiple
thinking.
times. Yeah, and I'm like, I don't know you. I don't think I've seen your face. Like there's no way I know you. And that happens to me a lot, and that's probably the closest to like lucid dreaming I ever get. But that's it. Have you been to
So
Mall
I
World?
had the same thought. I was like, damn, I really want to be part of this. I don't go to work in my dreams. So then
I go to work in my dreams.
I'm
I'm a
watching,
bartender in my dreams.
maybe this is part of Marvel. Okay, so maybe this will unlock something for you.
Okay.
So I'm watching all these videos. I'm listening about Mall World because we talk about lucid dreaming, we talk about astral projecting, and these bathrooms come up. So this is the description of the bathrooms, and this is
Yeah.
what kind of basically, I don't know. So when you look at pictures of them, obviously they're all different. So everyone says there's these crazy bathrooms where like sometimes there's no doors, sometimes the doors are weird, sometimes the bathrooms are always gross. They're always like kind of spilling over, but you really have to go, so you're gonna go in it. The bathrooms are also a maze, like they're never ending. So you're going in these weird bathrooms. Sometimes they're shaped weird. Sometimes like they're normally public bathrooms. Sometimes they're in the mall. Sometimes they're not, and they're just never ending bathrooms. Like you could just keep going and going and going and going. And I'm like, holy crap, I've been to the bathrooms at Mall World. So this is my picture that I drew. Mine were hexagons. Okay, so it was, all these little hexagons, they're like these almost like honeycombs, and there's no doors on the bathroom stalls, but there are bathrooms in all of these little honeycombs. And I guess the thought is like it's kind of like this. So like if you're walking through, unless you're peeking your head in, you really can't see, but there's also no door. And it was never ending. And in my
Wait,
dream,
I could picture that really, really vividly, actually.
I'm glad that you're understanding this, because sometimes people have different, like, I don't know, descriptions of it, but mine were hexagons, and it was super dirty in the bathroom. And I like really had to go, and I was like peeking in all of them, and I was like, I don't know really which one to go into. And it was never ending. Like you could just keep turning corners, turning corners, turning corners.
Okay, by any chance, is it like a deep pink, like red
Mine was
in there?
silver, but
Silver.
yeah, it was silver. And I'm looking for just one other thing real quick.
Hmm.
So then I obviously deep dive on Reddit, and someone like they're trying to have AI make the pictures because they're trying to
Mhm.
describe it, which I think is interesting. And I found one picture that it doesn't have hexagons, but it is very similar, like all oddly shaped bathrooms without like it just keeps going and going. Mine, I don't think had a ceiling, but like kind of dirty. So I'm reading it, and someone says, "Been there," and then someone else says, "It's way cleaner and smaller," and then someone says, "This larger, darker, and dingier. I've definitely been there. However, mine were shaped like hexagons," and I was like, wait, mine are shaped like hexagons. So then I'm like, wait a second, I've been to Mall World, like let me think. So then I'm thinking and thinking, thinking.
Mhm.
The second thing that this one, that was a while ago. This one is people keep bringing up, which I have a screenshot somewhere. But this one is a recent dream that I have a lot. Is I call it the AHS locker room, but it's not really a lot. It's like a never ending locker room. So I'm in a school, which is at
Mhm.
Mall World, I guess. I'm in a school, and then I'm in two different schools. One school, I'm like stuck on the steps. I'm going up and down. I can't find anything. And it's like an older school. And then another one, I think is supposed to be Arlington, but I'm always like stuck in the parking lot, not a garage. Like I'm just walking and walking. It's just taking forever. And then I get in the school, I'm taking forever. And I have to get to the locker rooms. And I finally found this little door to get in the locker rooms. And this is like a terrible drawing that I've done. So I walk in the locker room, and these are the lockers. People are all here. Maybe it's all
Mhm.
the other people at Mall World. They're at the lockers, and then there's like this weird wall here, and I'm always like stuck here. Like I'm always trying to get to the lockers and the bathrooms. Like I think the bathrooms are like over here, but I'm always like stuck
Huh.
here. And I'm like wandering around. I'm like, oh my God, this person's getting changed. They're going over here to gym class. This person is here. I'm not really a student. I'm just like hanging out there. So I often get caught in the locker rooms, and there's so many, and I'll send you screenshots of people who are saying I get caught in the locker rooms. So I'm like, okay, so I've been to school, I've been to the bathrooms, I get stuck in the locker rooms all the time. Is there anything else? And then I was like, oh my God, this is the icing on the cake.
Okay,
So the other
crazy.
day, it's crazy. So the other day, well, this was not just once. This is what's crazy about it. It's multiple times. So they say that there's a hotel by the beach in Mall World. I've been to the hotel with the beach. I haven't been out on the beach, but I've been at the hotel. But I get stuck in the hotel, and I don't know if I told you. I might have told you this. I have recurring dreams about elevators, which you guys know I don't like. So the elevators that I get stuck in are at the hotel at the beach. And yes, so my hotel, it's like not a fancy hotel, but it's not anything crazy. And I'm like walking into it, and it's like dark pink, dark green. I think it's definitely tropical. It's by the beach. So I walk in, I don't really remember checking in, but then I go to find, like I'm up on, I somehow get up on my floor, and it's like a dark green, kind of like my walls. And it's like dark, kind of dingy, but not dirty or anything, just like dark and like tropical, like color washed green. And I'm walking through the to find my room. And I always need to get into an elevator, but then the elevators are always dropping, which I hate. It's not
Oh.
tower terror, but it's like we need to get out. Like I'm trying to get somewhere, I'm trying to go to the beach, but I can't get out. And they're
Is
always
it
hold on.
really, really tall?
Yep, it's really tall, and we're always getting in, and I'm like, damn it. And I get in one, and I get to the bottom. I'm like, shit, now I need to get out. But the only way to get out, I have to go back up. So I go back up another elevator. And then I'm like, okay, where should we go? Some of them you sit in, some of you stand in, and they're always just dropping down. I'm like, God damn it, I keep getting stuck. Have you been in them?
Yes. The elevator's the only place I think I've been. Because I'm thinking about my elevator, and I remember it being like ridiculously massive. Like just the amount of stories there is,
Yeah.
like like into the 70s, 80s, 90s, like so many floors and stories. And I remember being like reluctant every single time getting into the elevator, being like, well, do we really need to get in the elevator? There's stairs. And they're like, you're gonna climb 80 flights of stairs. And I'm like, I guess I have to get in. And then like it always ends up dropping, and then like we don't die when we hit the ground, but
No.
it's a big freaking like and
And
then
then we're
like,
like, damn it, we
oh
have
my
to get
god.
out again.
Yeah.
So I was scrolling through comments because now I'm invested. I was like, I've been to Mall World, but mine's not a mall. It's like just
Mhm.
a different world with all these things. So someone had mentioned that they get stuck in an elevator maze at the resort. And I'm like,
No.
oh my God. So I commented and I was like, tell me more about the elevator maze. Sometimes I'm in the resort and I get stuck in the elevators. I'm trying to leave, but they're all broken and they keep plummeting to the ground. I get out of one and in another one and it just keeps plummeting down. And then someone replied to me and said, I've been in the plummeting elevators, but really nothing before or after. I can't say that I'm at the resort. And then someone said, well, I left through a door outside. I turned around to look. There was a glass door, blah, blah, blah. And then someone else replied to me and said, same. I kept getting stuck in the elevators. And even though I knew I was going to get stuck, I kept getting in the elevators. It's like you have a split second to get off. I think I was lost. I was trying to find the parking lot for the hotel, but then I started following people in, and I kept getting in the elevator and it made me dizzy. So we're all going together to Dream World.
And I'm getting in them multiple times too. Like I don't
Yes.
recall like getting out and the thought process of getting back in, but I do recall this happening multiple times and I'm like, not again. Why did I get in again? No, not again. And I do remember that
Mhm.
happening. And I've had a dream where like that's just the entire dream is me on the elevators.
Yeah, I've had that, and I've had that multiple times. And it's funny because I work with someone, or not work with someone, I play volleyball with someone who works on elevators, and I've told him about this before. And I'm like, you're going to think I'm crazy, but
Mhm.
I, in general, don't love elevators, but I have nightmares. And he's like, you're crazy. And they're not really nightmares though. Like it's not scary. And
Yeah.
it's at a resort. And I'm always thinking, why am I at this resort and these elevators? Sometimes it's just the elevator, sometimes it's the resort. The other thing that I haven't figured out, which maybe this leads me to like, shall we explore this? I've been to the bathrooms multiple times. There's always bathrooms available, by the way. There's always, it's never like I'm waiting. It's just they're dirty and there's so many, whatever. I've gotten stuck in the locker room. I have been to the two schools and the elevators and the resort and the parking lot. However, I've only been to them in separate dreams. The only thing that's together is the elevators
Mm.
and the resort. So next time I go there, which is not every night, it's like maybe once or twice a month, should I try to be like, okay, I'm here, like lucid dream. I'm consciously, okay, I'm at the resort. I'm not getting in those elevators. Let me walk down the street and see if I could go find the other things that people listed are there. People said that, and I just texted you a map. There's hotels, a beach, bathrooms, hospital, mall, school, parking lot, amusement park. There's cliffs, there's an ocean, a theater, and a market that's underground.
Hmm. You should definitely. It almost makes like this only almost gives me the vibes that you don't want to be outside. I don't know why. Like listening to
That's a
this mall
good
world
point.
like give gives me the vibes of like being connected by a hallway. It's like you want to be inside where they're training you. And my thought is that you're on this dropping elevator and this is all just like a training land for lucid dreaming astral projection. Like you're learning
Mhm.
what you can and you can't do. They're putting like these half walls in the middle for you to learn how to get over them or to learn okay, maybe I shouldn't go there. And my big thought on the elevators is that you're riding these elevators. A, you have to learn how to not get on the elevators because you know what happens. B, you have to learn that even you're in a situation where you would normally die, you have to learn how to not die in your dreams. You
Yeah,
know?
because yeah,
Allegedly, if
yeah,
you lie
and
and
it's
die
not
in your
like,
dreams, you die. Have you ever died
and
in your
it's
dream?
weird. Yeah, no, I've never died in my dream, and you're not supposed. I've heard of that
No.
theory. And it's weird that like aside from the elevators plummeting to the ground, I'm not doing activities that like I'm at the resort, I'm trying to get to the beach, but I'm stuck in the stupid elevator. Or I'm
Mm.
trying to get to gym class, or not even gym class. I'm trying to just go find gym class. I don't go to school there. I'm not a teacher there. I don't know why I'm there, but I'm just wandering the halls in school, and then I get stuck in the locker room. And then one of the comments, someone said that they also get stuck in the same locker room.
Mm.
So like it's not like I'm hunting or doing dangerous activities, but I don't know. Like I guess your theory is that, do you think, okay, this is combining your theory and theory number one, that it's like kind of astro projecting where all these people are maybe they have a gift of lucid dreaming. We talked about my dreams are always crazy. Your dreams are always crazy. Like some people dream, some people don't or don't
Mhm.
remember them. So maybe this is a group of people who have, I'm going to say, a special power or a special skill of dreaming, who are conscious of their dreaming because we talk about our dreams. So maybe we are like lifting off, almost astral projecting, because we're like lucidly thinking about it, but we're not like full on astral projecting. So all the people who are like kind of inclined to do this, they go to this holding point, which is the mall, mall world, whatever it is. And then we learn all these lessons, like you're saying, like we're learning in, like when we're set free in the world to go lucid dream or anywhere else or go astral project anywhere else, we need to learn these lessons. Like I cannot be stuck in these elevators and repeating my mistakes. So it's like a little training ground. I'm
Mhm.
learning in mall world the rules of lucid dreaming, so then when I pass whatever test it is or whenever I'm ready, then I can actually go out into the world.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
It seems kind of like a training fun house.
Yes, because
Like,
nothing
okay,
bad really is there. It's just, I mean, the
no.
bathrooms are gross, but
Like it's all a little eerie. Like it is all a little like weird that like I remember getting like eerie feelings in the elevators, but not like horrible.
scary.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
it's
was like,
like
damn, like this
I'm
keeps
gonna hit the
happening.
ground again. And then I think I remember one time like trying to jump before you hit the ground.
Yeah,
Um,
like troubleshooting, trying to figure it
yeah.
out, like almost like you're a character in a game, and there's other people there, and
Hmm.
maybe it's the people who I
There was other
commented
people.
and they are like, hey, I've gotten stuck there too. And
Yeah.
then this is the craziest part, which this is all unfolding now, so if you want to get on mall world TikTok, you
Oh,
should.
I'm going to.
People are trying to meet up, so people are saying, if like I'm thinking of a word and they're like, and they don't say it, and they're basically like, if you see me in your dream, and people have like a rebuttal to this, but if you see me in your dream tonight when you go to mall world, let's all try to meet up at the food court if you're able to navigate. Some people get stuck in the elevators or stuck in school like me, but
Like,
so
I'll get
so
stuck. It's
if
okay.
if you're not stuck, if you're able to travel throughout the mall, come meet at the food court. And when you see me at the food court, I'm gonna give you a word. Like I'm gonna tell you a word in my dream, and then let's all come back here and like talk about it. So people are trying these little side quests, like, hey, let's all meet in the parking lot by like the stupid white car that we keep getting stuck by. But then so people are like having similar experiences. And one girl, I should have saved her thing. I just was too crazy with this. She is like a psychologist, and like she's our age, but she does psychology, and she made a like a survey because she wants to collect data and actually like study it, which is cool.
Hmm.
So I should have done that. But then other people are saying, well, in like to your point, in my dreams, like unless I knew I was hanging out with you, like I don't think I could see this random lady from TikTok and be like, oh my God, that's her. Because people are like distorted. Like sometimes I'm hanging out with like John, but it's not John. Like
Yeah.
it is him, but it's not him
Okay.
visually.
That's how I feel about all these every single place I go where I'll know that I'm at home, but
Hmm.
it's not our home. Or like
Yes.
or like I'll know that I'm at my school, but it's not my it doesn't look like my
Cool.
school. Like that's almost every single place that I go. Like I'm never really dreaming of like in an actual setting that I see in real life, which is weird. Like my brain's never like why wouldn't it just reuse my actual home or
Your
reuse
memory.
like actual thing? Why is it making something up or bringing me somewhere else?
I don't know, but that's the barrier people are running into. Some people are like, yes, like people who are really good at lucid dreaming, they're like, cool, like I'll meet you at the food court tonight and we'll
Mm.
we'll talk. I'll remember you. But other people like you, me, or like maybe people who are not that skilled at it yet, like are like, oh well, I can't really differentiate people. I'm getting stuck in the elevators. I'm stuck in the bathroom maze. Like I can't get out.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is like it's I know who somebody is based on the feeling I get in my dream around them, and I know
Mhm.
where I am based on the feeling, but I don't recognize well, and I'll
What how it
recognize it as my dream world. Like I'll be like this is my home in my dream world because I'm there so often, but like what I'm saying is it doesn't look like anything in like
yeah.
my real life, and I'm like that's so weird.
So that
Oh,
makes it
so
hard
you're
if
saying
you want to meet up with me
a
or
person
because
in
then
real life would be hard.
yeah, like
Okay.
if some random person on the internet is like, hey, look for me tonight at the food court, and then they're saying, well, like you and I, okay, let's say we make it to the food court. I'm not gonna like, maybe I'll know, maybe I'll feel it's you, but I'm
Mhm.
definitely not gonna recognize you. I don't even know you.
Right.
So I
That
don't
makes
know.
sense.
So I'm following this.
I'm about to deep dive on this
And I have
Google
not
thing.
been back to Mall World since I figured it out. But
When
I
did you
don't go to
figure it
Mall
out?
World often. Maybe like the beginning of this week.
Okay.
I go to Mall World maybe like once or twice a month.
Yeah.
And normally it's the elevators that I'm stuck in or the bathrooms.
I haven't been in the elevators in a while, so knock on wood. I don't really love those dreams. Um, but now I want to go to Mall World.
I know, and I wonder if we could consciously, because we've talked about it, like, is this the start of lucid dreaming? Like, I'm thinking like a rock. Like, think about a rock in a rock wall. And now that we've been talking about it, we've been thinking about it, we've talked a little bit about astral projecting, we talked a little bit about lucid dreaming, you've done episodes on it. Like, we're not actively trying to do these things,
Mhm.
but now I feel like the rock is like getting a little bit loose. And now that like, it's like loosening up, that's us like kind of exploring the idea.
Right?
I don't know.
I don't know because I've been very solid in my beliefs like with paranormal and everything. It's like I find this all very intriguing, but I know that
Mhm.
I'm a scaredy cat, so I don't want any of this. Like
Yeah.
I've put my foot down like I don't want to lucid dream because
Mhm.
I'm going to find myself in something scary. It's like I don't want to work when I'm asleep. I want to like just rejuvenate. However, my just to go, I know you might be running out of time, but my watch it tracks my stress and I'm the most stressed out when I'm asleep. Where is it?
Hmm.
Like right here 3 a.m. It's
Wait, I
just
want to
it's
look while
spiked
we're doing
my
this.
stress. Like I've had nights where like my stress is like yellow to red the entire time I'm asleep and then goes back down to blue once I wake up. And I'm like, what's going on in my dreams? Like what am I
That would
doing?
be something good to track for like, okay, did you have any crazy dreams? Like, did you go to Mall World and you're stressed?
Right. Yeah, am
Wait,
I
I'm
like on the elevators that entire time?
yeah, okay, so let me look at mine. How do I make this bigger?
Yeah,
No,
that
one
probably
did.
would have been easier to open up the Garmin app than just look at my watch.
12
God.
a.m. Oh, wow. I am stressed when I sleep.
Isn't that scary?
I so I was relaxing at like 8 p.m., 9 p.m., 10 p.m., and then I went to sleep around a little bit before midnight and immediately look at orange.
Isn't that
Immediately I'm
crazy?
stressed.
I hate that.
And then my stress stops mid like midway through my sleep and then I'm back to blue.
Huh.
So interesting. Okay, so now this is another layer we have to track. I don't think I had any crazy dreams that I can remember. I didn't go to Mall World last night. But if I go to Mall World, I will look at my stress.
Yeah. Well, even if it's like a dream we don't remember, but like, are us, like, since we're active imaginary dreamers, imaginative dreamers, are we stressed out when we sleep because of that? And that makes sense. Like, we're experiencing that. So
What constitutes stressed out in this? Is this heart rate?
I think it's heart rate, right?
You had enough restful moments to balance out your stress. Yeah, that's a really good. Let's look it up real quick.
Yeah. Are you looking it up?
Um, how does Garmin measure? Yeah, stress actually is the first thing that comes up. Okay, so it's a heart rate sensor and HRV, which is a heart rate variance, and it gives you a stress score. So based on your heart rate variable and blah blah blah, your watch will assign a score between 0 and 100. Um, yeah, so basically it's your heart rate and the variable, and it says maybe something about temperature.
Oh,
So we're
like
getting
if you get
stressed.
really
Our
hot.
hearts are beating. We're working
Huh.
hard when we're sleeping.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense. Like you wake up sweating from a nightmare. Your body thinks it's in fight or flight. So,
Yeah, we're like, damn it, I'm stuck in the elevators. I'm pissed off. I can't get out because I need
yeah,
to go to the beach.
you're red hot mad. Gotta go
So
to the
weird.
beach. This is weird.
Yeah.
it makes me, I try to stay ignorant is bliss type of deal, but it's really
Mhm.
hard to because I'm also so interested in everything and think that more is going on. And so like the more I think about it, the more I'm like, okay, but what is happening? Like, is this part of the simulation? Like, is the government controlling this? Are we like,
No.
what is going on?
There will for sure be a follow up to Mall World. I'm looking at the pictures I sent you. The first
Yeah.
one is Tilton. She, if you look at her up on TikTok, it's a really blurry because it's just a screenshot. But I
Oh
wanted to
yeah.
give you the username. She's the main one who started this, who was like saying, "This is where I go. Does anyone else like? Does anyone have any intel?" And then if you
Oh.
read through her comments, that's where the most like interesting things are. And then the next one is the bathrooms. Her bathrooms look way different than my bathrooms, but like people, if you read, there's like over 1,000 comments. I just commented and said, "This is what my bathrooms look like," and on one of them, and someone was like, "Oh my
That's
god,
it.
no, my bathrooms are hexagonal also." And then I took a screenshot of Reddit, and then you could see I took a screenshot of me commenting on somebody else's who goes to it, and I said, "Tell me more about the elevator maze," and someone says yes. It's like their reply, and then there's a really detailed picture of someone's like this one, like someone goes into detail because
Yes.
they draw everything out, and then the last two are my very sad drawings of my bathrooms and my locker room I get stuck in.
Outdated products, empty stores, arcade. Interesting.
Yeah, definitely go down a
Uniform
rabbit hole.
closet. Yeah, I'm about to do that. It's lakeside, or I mean, oceanside. Interesting. Well, I mean, if you have 2 minutes, should I share like a spooky update?
Yeah, spooky update. Go ahead.
Okay, so I was listening to Two Girls, One Ghost, as I always do, and they're doing October's are notoriously their most haunted, like the listeners get haunted and they get haunted. And so I was listening to their let me pull up the exact episode I was listening to. Um and I'm known to have like electronical hauntings. And I've been listening, I was at the gym previously listening to a podcast and stuff, and I was walking around the house cleaning stuff up. Absolutely no glitches in between my phone, AirPods, and that's like 3 hours of having AirPods in without a problem. Um, and then I start listening to the Two Girls, One Ghost episode called Haunted with Haunted Objects, which honestly is probably just asking for it. So they bring haunted objects into their recording studio with like a little REM pod and ghost tube so the ghosts can like speak to them. And so it's really interesting. But basically, as soon as they start recording, um, Corinne, one of the co-hosts, starts getting like really dizzy and like isn't really okay, so they stop and they're like, oh, we're gonna do like an intention setting, and I recommend that you do as well. And so as soon as like as soon as they said that, I didn't stop mine yet. My my phone was like, it wasn't unlocked, but it was like the screen where it shows like it's your lock screen but it shows what's playing. um and it starts like start pause, and I see it like I'm turned around cooking and my phone's behind me on the sink, and it stops and I'm like, why is it stopping? So I turn around, and every time I turn around I see it go from the pause button to the play button. And like my phone's unlocked like I've been recently touching it. And this happens 4 or 5 times. So I stop it and I set intentions, and then it goes away. And then I pause it because Hassan got home, said hello and everything, took my AirPods out, and then I started playing that episode, like the remainder of the episode, probably like 30 minutes later, and it started doing it again. And I paused it and had to set intentions again, and it got fixed. But the fact that I saw it like start like pause, and every time I turned around to be like, why is it paused, it hit play again. I'm like, it's weird. And it wasn't just my AirPods like going
Being
to
weird.
low mode because it was hearing things. It was just, it was creepy. So
You are. I'm glad that we didn't do it on air, but Liv did set intentions before this. So we'll see when she goes to edit.
we'll see.
Like if we got anything funky going on.
Hmm.
Um, Knock on wood, we didn't talk about anything weird, but that is weird that you are very electronically haunted most of the
Yeah,
time.
and And as soon I had to be really stern. So at first I was like really friendly with my intentions. Like I kind of said them in my head. I was like, "Hey, we're love and light. Please don't do this." And then like it didn't stop the first time. So the second time I had to be like,
Don't mess with me.
"Listen, we're like you are not allowed to be messing with me. You're only allowed here if you are of love and light. You are good intention and I don't know you're here. So you need to stop." And was like very firm with it. And then it was okay. But that's the first time it's taken me like pushback for things to like settle down again. So
It's spooky month, so
because spooky
makes
season.
sense.
Anyways, this was quite the mashup of the episodes.
This is great.
We
All
will
of my
be
favorite
back.
topics.
I know.
Yep. We will be back with updates on everything we talked about because there just has to be updates.
And it's because we get woo woo with it, and Natalie gets very like governmental. And we need that. We need that side too, but we're the woo woo girls, so
We are. And I also don't think she like dreams lucidly, so I don't know.
No.
So
All
she
right.
just doesn't get it.
Well, scoot scoot. This is 17 Scooters Club. If you like this, please give it a big thumbs up. If you have been to, I almost said Wedgie World. If you've been to Mall World, or if you have any takes on this Taylor Swift theories at all in general, or any fun stories, creepy stories, electronic hauntings, anything really, send in your stories to 17scootersclub at gmail.com. You can find us on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube at 17 Scooters Club. And we will see you next week.
Or we'll see you at Mall World.
Or we'll see you at Mall World. If you see either of us at Mall World, come up to us and say Pikachu.
Yeah.
I don't know why that came to mind, and so it felt right. That felt divine,
Scooter,
to be honest.
but you know.
Pikachu Scooter?
Well, no.
We should have said Scooter. Say either of them. We'll know.
Yep.
Scoot scoot!
All right.
Two wheels are better than four. From the mountains to the shore, find us rolling up to the pub. We're 17 Scooters Club.